I remember when I was younger, I was browsing the internet and I read about the mysterious Max Headroom signal hijacking. I recall when learning about this bizarre incident, I was equally mystified and befuddled by the concept of Max Headroom itself. I had never heard of it before. I was born in the 90s, so until the nostalgia explosions of the 2010s which mainstream cyberspace enabled, Max Headroom had been forgotten about for a little while. Max Headroom had been created to be a fictional digital VJ, that is a video DJ, this was the 80s, a more entertaining novelty host to bemuse audiences in between the artists, an animated manifestation of the contemporary and of the coming future both. It was a vaguely brilliant idea. There is something distinctly inspired about it, so relentlessly modern but now a ferociously dated souvenir or haunted time-travelling artifact, depending on one's perspective. Several clips were to be inserted into Max Headroom's music video program which would explain his character's backstory, but instead it was decided to extend these shorts into a feature-length telefilm which would air prior to that show's premiere in order to potentially promote its release. You see, this particular film being discussed today explains how Max Headroom was originally one Edison Carter, a dedicated journalist who was seemingly killed investigating the evil activities of his employers at Network 23. Carter's mind is digitally recorded by scientists working for Network 23, and they managed to create a computerized version of Carter, which they decide will be utilized as his television replacement. However, Network 23 is ultimately disappointed in the digital Carter, and they attempt to dispose of it along with Carter's human body. The hired thugs wind up selling Carter's body on the black market and the computer program to a pirate television producer named Blank Reg, making more money than they would have otherwise. The digital Carter winds up sending the pirate channel's ratings through the roof. However, the human Carter was merely unconscious this whole time, and he winds up allying with his computerized self in order to bring down Network 23. The film was directed by two individuals who had a large hand in Max Headroom's initial development. These two are Annabel, Jankel, and Morton. Morton in particular might be credited with the preliminary idea, whereas the third brain, George Stone, devised Headroom's name and backstory. Stone devised the genius marketing gimmicking of Headroom's name, deducing that this phrase, at that time plastered everywhere in the urban centres of the UK, Max Headroom, would be extensive, otherwise unprecedented free advertising. Jankel and Morton would later be known to myself for directing 1993's film adaptation of The Super Mario Bros. I have to admit, I have a degree of love for that movie, and so my respect for Jankel and Morton, who are actually a couple apparently, goes back a long time. As for 1985's Max Headroom 20 minutes into the future, well, enjoy the only feature film released for the Max Headroom media franchise. It is fairly fun, although an extended promo for a music video show with a fictional host. If something of such a banal function can be quality, or resemble quality, it is in this particular title.